Day 11. It's 5 a.m. Glad I slept in. Started sprinkling a little while ago. Excuse me. I hope it doesn't turn into anything more than sprinkles. Realize I am just laying here under a little tarp. Not much room at all. I can't even sit up proper. Okay. I'm glad I slept in though. It's a little bit after 5. Guessing I needed it. Guess I'll sit here and make my coffee and hope that it stops sprinkling and does not start raining. Well, a half hour in and I am bored, man. I can't even sit up, like the ceiling is right above me to make coffee. I guess I could make coffee laying down, but it's hard to drink coffee laying down. Oh, first world problems. Go away, rain. It finally stopped raining. Got to drop my deuce. Got my coffee. Not a horrible morning. I'm several hours behind schedule. Luckily, I don't really have a schedule. But it's like 6:30 or something right now. I don't know. I've been awake for a minute, just laying there, like, man, this sucks, because I can't even sit up. I have my tarps hung out really, really low to keep me, warm and dry, and it did keep me both of those. But man, it's tight in there. It's just nice to be able to sit up. So I was like, man, I don't even really have to poo. I like kind of have to poo, but I'm going for a walk. I need to move. And sky is light. Ooh, I see holes in the clouds. I don't know. Yep. That's a great sign. Let's go slowly pack ourselves up. I'd say stay and have another cup of coffee, but I wasn't really planning on much coffee drinking on this leg. I was like, it's only 3 or 4 days the next town. I was like, and I got very little coffee, so I could either use the very little coffee I have or buy a whole new pound of it. Because, they don't sell coffee in like quarter pounds or anything. It's not like weed. Wish it was. I have maybe 2 days worth of coffee left, which is what I need to get me into whatever little town that is. I have no idea the name of the town. I just know we walk right through the center of it. Thank goodness. Hitching into town sucks. All right, let's do some chores and get going. See how low I am to the ground? Not even as tall as a trekking pole. That's what I'd use to set this end up. Guess that tree over there is just too far away. So yeah, I am 2 feet tops. That's what I've got to play with in here. And I folded these ends in. Normally the corners would come out like that, but I folded them in so that the wind and whatnot wouldn't come from that direction. And it worked pretty well. I don't need the full length of that thing. Just be nice to have a little more height. All right, and we're off. Super late start. 7:40. Wow, 7:40. Slacker. Excuse me. It's a bit on the chilly side, so I'm still, I'm probably overdressed for hiking. But as far as, laying around in a tarp and then packing up your bag, I was underdressed. Okay, so walk back on the blue line a little bit, get back beyond the lake, and then back to the red line, and off we go. If the sun does decide to peek its head out today, because, it's been overcast the past couple days, I am definitely going to dry my stuff out. I'm not wet, but everything is moist, we'll say. It is all laden with a little bit of water. Didn't actually get rained on, but just, the high humidity and being on the ground and all that, because the ground was already kind of wet. Backtrack for, I don't know, probably half-mile tops, quarter mile, I bet. Didn't seem like it took a long time to get in, and that was on tired night legs. These are fresh legs. So, pachoom, I'll be out here in no time. So today we have options. There are a few blue lines on the trail. One of them, the comment that was left by Odie, the guy who does the Hiker Yearbook. He was out here, I think it was last year. And it's about a cave I could sleep in, but it's only like 11 miles from here. So, I don't know, maybe that'll work. It's already kind of late in the day. But that's on a blue line. Now, most of the stuff that people say, if there is even a comment, it's like, man, I must have walked right by it, didn't even notice it. But it's like old mill sites, and I'm not even sure. There's little pickaxes on the map. And I clicked on a few of them, and it said stuff like old mill site. I don't know what they're milling. But yeah, there's options. And they don't seem much farther than the red line. Just a little bit. So I might take them just for a change of pace. We'll see how it's going. It does say caves, but people don't describe them as very big or anything. So, yeah, it's not all that interesting. Unless it's storming. Then a cave is awesome. Water is like glass. So still. Somebody spilled top ramen here. What were they doing eating top ramen here? That's kind of a weird place, isn't it? What is this orange tape all about? Is this the end of my marathon? The christening of a new bridge? I'm unsure. I'm just gonna step on it. This looks like truck tailgates. Look, there's new life springing up everywhere out here. There's a little layer of green going on. Give it another month. Greenest right next to the trail. See, yesterday I was thinking Choco Loco shelter for a second coffee. Now it's looking like that's going to be a lunch thing. Paved road all the way on here, huh? Just expecting it to be dirt. Is that a water cache? It so is. Yeah, there's still 2 more bottles in there. I don't need any, but that was nice of them to put that in there. I'm just not feeling it today. I'm cold. The sun's not out. Boo-hoo. I'm going to sit down on this nice wet log and have me a little safety meeting. Change my perspective on the day. At least have bird song. It's not like anything's going wrong or anything. It's just, sometimes you get melancholy. Touch of blue. But I like blue. It's a good color. Ah, that smells good. You have no idea. I like the little hand-carved signs or the little hand-carved turkey foot. I wonder if that's one cat making those, because they all seem really similar. If so, he does a lot of them. Good on you. Oh, I feel you. Got a big patch of blue. I'm feeling pretty comfortable. I still have on layers, even my cold gloves. But I'm feeling a little warmer. I'm I'm so glad I didn't go out in that. I woke up at like 1:30 and I just couldn't go back to sleep. My back was hurting me and stuff. And I was like, yeah, fuck, I should just pack up and hike. I was like, no, let's just try to go back to sleep for another hour or two. And glad I did, because I am slightly moist at worst, which isn't half bad. I could be totally cold and wet right now. It would have been, rain in the dark, which is even colder. Some days it pays to sleep in. I just follow my gut. Glad I don't do alarms and have schedules and such. I already do enough damage to myself doing things the way I do it. I can only imagine if I was forced to go out in something, because schedule my cousin's wedding. I gotta be in New York by July for my cousin's wedding. I feel much better after hiking a bit. Got a couple miles in me. I'm nice and warmed up. Sun isn't shining. I think it's behind that cloud. Oh, I should probably check for service. I didn't have it at camp because I was going to look and see what magic box in my hand tells me. And it seems things don't grow over the paint. Like the paint wears off, but the bald spot remains. Yeah, check the weather, see what it tells me for the next day or two. Because it changes. I mean, not only is the weather only so accurate, and I'm not actually in the town, I'm checking the weather up. I'm in a hill outside of the town. That changes things a little bit. But I'm also traveling. So if I check the 10-day here, it doesn't really matter what's going on here in 10 days because, I'll be 150 miles away. I hadn't collected water in a while, and I was like, should I get it here? So I look at the map, and I got water for the next couple of miles, but there are waterfalls coming up real soon. I thought that'd be a good place to take a little break at least. Probably not going to collect water because it's a pretty slow process. And I still have half a liter on my chest. We're going to go to the last water source. Collect there, and then maybe carry it to the shelter a few miles down the way and filter it there and take up another break. What are we planning? Not that I'll stick to anything. It's nice not having to worry about water. I don't really have to plan. I can be like, fuck it, we'll wing it. Let's see what happens. There's gonna be some. Keeps falling out of the damn sky. And there's either no comments or old comments in the gut hooks. So that only helps so much. Now, was that tree blazed before it fell, or was it blazed after it fell? Because it is now the log to get across. I'm going to use stones. They're just safer than a slippery looking log. Yeah. Are these Ponderosa pine? Because they kind of look a lot like them. Except I'm not used to having a, green fuzzy layer on them where I'm from. But they do look the same. Another little water crossing. Nice sketchy log. If the water was higher, I could see, it being worth the risk. I've done way sketchier. But when there's rocks to hop on, might as well. Oh, and this was the aforementioned waterfalls on the map. It had the waterfall symbol and everything. Sure, not much, but it's still nice. I'm gonna chill right here because there's a log for chilling. Take off the pack and everything. Look, somebody stacked up wood. Got the fire ready for the next person. Sure, it's all wet right now, but it won't always be. This has been a really pleasant walk. All the water crossings have been really easy. And even if I did step in it, they're really shallow. Patches of blue. Sun still hasn't really came out in full force. Haven't felt it yet, but I see some shadow. Although faint. Next to that tree, you can see water flowing. It hunts. Okay, and then it disappears and disappears, and there's this deep hole that I'm standing above. And way in there, it hunts. Is the water again. Comes across here, comes out there, but look how far down. So yeah, this whole part's just gonna disappear eventually. And it's that deep. I don't want to be the dude who's... Oh yeah, it's kind of soft. I can feel it. I take risks. I'll bounce on it. I'm ultralight, man. My bag is less than 40 pounds already because it was only just at 40 pounds, give or take, when I left. £40-pound bag is pretty light for me. Digging it. I just thought I was getting stronger, but turns out I was getting lighter. Maybe both. Maybe. Well, that log is huge, man. Long. That is a long way to walk without falling off of something. It's kind of high down here too. But it's either that or take off my shoes. So I'm gonna go with this. I just hope I don't fall. Yeah. Oh, that's a whole lot of log, man. Why does it get harder as it gets higher? I can feel it moving. Oh, tripping. We got this shit. Ta-da! Yeah. Trust me, I was puckered the whole time. You could see it wiggling. That was mildly stressful. But my shoes are dry. And my bones are unbroken. I did not fall. That's a good way to break a wrist. Or leg. Or your neck. Whew. I feel a little tingly. I'm good. I'm coming up on that shelter in another less than 2 miles. I'll take a break there. Hopefully there's some water right before that to grab. I can hear it way down there. I might try listening to music again today. Well, I tried it once. I wasn't too keen on it. But, you know, I'll give it a shot again. I think about music a lot. I sing in my head and stuff. There's not much to listen to out here. Instead of cutting whole sections out, it is safer just to cut a notch out. That's all we really need. So if you cut the whole thing out, this big monster might keep sliding. Yeah, that's all we need. So much less effort. I need to take out a whole piece. I don't know who left it, but it's fresh. Who poops like that? What is that? Is it something? Enhance. Maybe hundreds blind? Maybe nothing. I don't know. About a half mile from the shelter. Turned into a rather warm and pleasant day. If the sun keeps up, because look, we've got shadow. Then we're going to dry out our stuff and eat a tuna packet. Dun, dun, dun. I didn't bring anything cool to put in my tuna packet. We could use some at least mayonnaise or something. Maybe a little bit of sweet relish. Keep an eye out at the convenience stores for those kind of things. But I didn't think to grab any. Whole lake that I did not notice on the map. Like I knew there was a shelter coming up, but I didn't know there was a lake. How do I not know there's a lake? I guess because it's so far down this hill, it might as well not even exist. This thing's steep. You are not going down this for water. In desperate times, yes. But you'll slide most of the way down. It's just, it's steep. So this is a watershed. You can hear that thing taking in water. And I'm assuming that one is if you want this thing to get more full, you shut down the inlets. That little one. And let it fill up to these levels. Guessing the water gets pumped on the other side of this. This looks like a man-made dam, earthen dam to me.
And the shelter should be just on the other side of it. Yeah, see, you can see the water flowing out. Yeah, intense. It's coming out all white and foamy because it's just, I don't know. Is that way lower than that? It's hard to tell. I doubt there's a pump or anything involved there. I'd have to assume you'd use gravity. My trail goes off that way, but Choco Loco is off of this way, so we're gonna go check that out. It's downhill on the way to it, which means it's uphill on the way back. Oh, it's just right there. Okay, very cool. It's nice when you turn the first corner and you can see it. Is that a jet boil? Highly doubt it. Smaller than the other shelters. Yeah, roughly the same size, isn't it? I just had one set of steps that made me think it was smaller. But no, I'd say it's right about the same size. A little more graffiti going on. There wasn't much sun, so I just hung my stuff up, fluffed it out a little bit and stuff to get a little air into it, but I don't expect it to be dry. Oh, those just dropped straight out of the ceiling. What's up, buddy? Oh, yeah. Ceiling does have a few of them on it. Oh, hey. Personal space, man. But yeah, I'm ready to pack up and go. I see another shelter in 10 miles. I'd like to try to make it to that before the sun goes down, just in case it does storm. I still haven't gotten service. I don't know what's going on, but I'd rather be in one of these if it does storm. It's a little after noon, so I'd have to push it kind of hard to make it. So let's push it kind of hard. So is this like a shelter kit? They've all looked exactly like this. Not a bad shelter at all. All right, back to the trail. We got 10 miles to do. I don't feel like I have 10 miles in me, to be honest. I already feel kind of tired. I've got to make a decision up here. Do I take the blue line that stays in between the hills, kind of goes around them, through the little valleys, and it's where the mining stuff is and the old stuff that nobody really seems to notice, or they're like, hey, it's the basement of an old building, nothing, that some trees have fallen on here, nothing to see here. Or the red line, which goes up and over the hill. And I'm thinking up and over the hill myself because I need to release a video to YouTube. I was supposed to do it this morning, but it's all about service. I'd like to get that out. I don't like being behind schedule like that. All I gotta do is push a few buttons. I only need service for like 5 minutes. And I can't say I'm even gonna get it at the top of that hill, but I know I'm not gonna get it in the valley. So it sounds like I've already made up my mind. These things are starting to get big. They've been sprouting all over the place. These are the biggest I've seen them yet. I seem to remember these things get huge. This tree that was dying did one last karate chop and hit this tree and cracked it all the way to the ground. It's a hell of a karate chop. Okay, only 9 miles to the shelter from here. We got that. Up and over a mountain. See if we got service here. No, we don't, but just in case. Oh well, no luck. Had I gotten service, I'd have taken the blue line, because not only is there the possibility of seeing some semi-cool stuff, but it looks easier to hike. The red line is just over a couple of puds, it looks like. But yeah, I'm going up like 400 feet, so maybe I get signal up there. Well, isn't that nice? Because I do need water this time. Cottywomple, Hiker Trash and Treasures, Piedmont, Alabama. Call or text if water is low. It is not. Well, thanks, guys. So I could take a left here, go to Burns. That's the easier one, the low route. I'm going the high route. Because up there, maybe, I have signal. And Elevated Grounds, I guess, was trying to do a hiker box out here. But it just became a trash container. But I have to assume they're the ones that left the other water in a bucket, because the container looked just like this and it had a lock just like that. So, thank you, Elevated Grounds, for the other water. Alright, fully loaded. Let's go. That saves me some time. It takes me like a half hour to filter a full amount. I haven't even been doing that lately. I've just been filtering a liter and carrying on. But I need more than that. I'm just lazy. My filter's slow. I get bored. But that's enough water. There'll be water up the way. There's not always water up the way. Seems like such a delicate flower for something that grows on what's pretty much a tree. I would expect a more robust flower. Air's getting kind of heavy. I think it's gonna rain. No real foliage to hide under, so guess when it starts, man. Just keep walking. Better have myself a safety meeting before everything gets wet. That's the first stability you lose in a rainstorm. You just can't have a safety meeting anymore. Oh, still dripping. We're desperate for water. Here would be some. And it drips about as fast as my thing filters, so it'll probably work out. These things with the interesting paper flowers are starting to bud. I bet this thing becomes a green tunnel certain times of the year. I think these things, do they have flowers that grow on them a certain time of year? I think they do. These ones that grow like the clusters. That's what I'm thinking. There's like two different colors of clusters. I want to say an orange and a pink. Been a minute. Yeah, I think there's like Tennessee was full of these whole tunnels of them. They grow anywhere near water. Or is that a longer leaf thing? I feel like the leaves were longer on those. No, I'm saying these are the same thing. I'm going back with it. Original thought, these are the things. And they will have flower bunches on them, but it would look really nice. I didn't get to walk through them last time either when they were in their flowering stage. Tennessee looks a lot like this. Sometimes so overgrown though, that when the sun was shining, you could see the little beams of sunlight coming through. I like that kind of stuff. And I did not get signal anywhere up there, unfortunately. Every time I peek out, I have the tiniest of, not necessarily view, but the canyon things angled towards open sky. I tried. Oh, might be a day behind. Corrugated steel roofing. Or siding. It's roofing by how long it is. Tornado maybe? Dropped it off here. I don't know. That's my best guess. Look how thick that carpet is on that rock. That rock has gone soft. Damn near cuddly. Somebody forgot their red bandana. I will not be carrying that down for them. I know what bandanas get used for. Oh, a nice little wind block. Set up your tent in here. I'm going to take a break here. Yeah. That's the ticket. You. Ah, success. Okay, I was able to, there's no view, but there's see a little bit of sky. I tried it, and I got just enough 5G to make it appear as though I pushed the right buttons to release a video to YouTube. Now, after it flipped the screen and it's like accept, it was, something along those lines would have been said. I went to spinning circle of death, but that was after I pushed the button. So I'm thinking I got day 2 out. I'll check again when I get up somewhere else. After that, I waited around, trying to put my hands up in the air and stuff, I don't know, become an antenna. Nothing worked, so I gave up. But I feel as though it went out. Okay, so I'm just going to sit down for a while, relax. I only got 5 miles to go until that shelter. Hopefully it doesn't start raining in that time. It's a little after 3 o'clock. So, I should be in that shelter before the sun goes down if all goes well. And hopefully no rain tonight anyway. But if it is, I would like to be in a shelter when it rains, opposed to under a tarp that I can't sit up in. It was nice. I'm glad I have the tarp. I am, kept me totally warm, totally dry. It's really all I needed. But it's nice to sit up. So the fact that bandana is still the way it is, I don't believe it's weighted down or tucked in or anything. Nope, it's just laying there. It means that it's only been here for a little bit. The wind would have blown it off. I am hot on somebody's heels. Yeah, it's not attached by any means. Looks even newish. But yeah, carrying bandanas is a rookie thing. I know what their use is. Looks like I'm doing a little ridge walking. So, popped out the old phone, and I have service. And yes, I did indeedly do release day 2. Wonder what that little town is. Definitely stuff. Plenty of buildings. There's a little downtown area. Swing by for a burger real quick. It didn't show up as any sort of icons on the map. And that's pretty much what I look for when I'm looking for the next town. Is icons that are not on the trail. Preferably a grocery cart. And a fork and spoon. Or whatever it is that means food. Man, this whole trail's at an angle, hurting my ankle. I want to walk on a flat surface. I understand the hill is at an angle, but the trail itself doesn't need to be all at an angle. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Means I can't use my left stick because my left stick has to go down really far because that's off trail to give me any support. So my right ankle is taking the brunt of this. It's just been going on for a while. And I am nervous about hurting my right ankle. That's the one I hurt on the last trail. Stop, rest it out, roll it a little bit. But yeah, we could be on top of the mountain. Yeah, it all works out in the end. Oh, that's why I can't be on the ridge. Yeah, I do remember that. This is Appalachia. There's big rocks at the top of every mountain. Did that tree disintegrate into paper? Or are those leaves stacked up? I'm going tree. Ooh, I feel really weak all of a sudden. A little dizzy. What's that about? Maybe I need a little sugar rush or something. Ooh. Oh, I'm too far from camp to be pooping out now. Oh, about the best view there is. Closest to being unobstructed. Yeah, it is a bustling little town. Why does it not appear on gut hooks? I mean, look at that downtown. It hunts. That's a whole lot of stuff. Gotta be a burger joint in there somewhere, right? I have no idea how to get down there, but eventually there'll be a way. A road to hitch in on. If I was a pretty girl, I would totally go in and find out if there was burgers there. But me being me, it takes forever to get in and out of town most of the time. I mean, that lady that dropped me back off on the trail, dude, that was miraculous. I wasn't even thinking of looking for a ride yet because I was really figuring I was going to walk back. Get a ride without even throwing my thumb out. Magic. It's just a weird shaped tree. Oh, I saw mammals. You know, a bunch of white-tailed deer. I heard them. One ran off that away, was making a whole lot of noise, but you could definitely hear it was hooves thudding on the ground. So I was like, what? But when I looked off in this direction, I saw a bunch of white butts running away. Things are alive out here. What the hell are they eating? Hope you like dried leaves. Cool. I follow this water all the way down to the shelter so I can grab it, just like 0.1 or 2 before it. Go Ruby. Look at me getting all bold. Well, this is all rather pleasant. There'd be tons of camping spots if I only owned a hammock. There's still tons even though I own a tarp. But I'm going to do my best to hide out in shelters and stuff like that until I can get that thing replaced. They said something about a 2-week or so lead time. Hopefully it's less. And I'm sure if I called them and was like, hey, this is my predicament, they'd act sooner, but I'm not that kind of guy. I'll get it when I get it. While I hope there's not, I have a feeling there's going to be people at this shelter. It seems kind of close to a road. I don't know how major the road is. And I've just had too many nights by myself, so I think there's going to be people tonight. I hope not. I want it all to myself. I'm greedy. Wow, there's like, I don't know, a 10-man tent over there? I don't know, palatial estate. It is huge. This is my last place to get water, so I'm going to carry it with me and filter it at the shelter. Yeah, literally 6 people camped right on the trail. They're actually sitting on the trail. I had to, move between chairs as I was walking past. The gall of some people. I don't see any activity at the shelter. Silent. Awesome. Been going uphill for a second. It should be far enough from them people to where I don't have to worry about them coming for me in the night. You can tell by looking at them that they've done a lot of drugs in their time. Not the good kind. We were sizing each other up as I was walking by. I think they were like, what are you doing walking through our camp? That's the vibe I got. And I'm throwing off the vibe of, what are you doing on my fucking trail? So I just eyeballed each other. Okay, hang my water, get some food started because I am hungry. I'm glad I got this to myself. There's even a broom so I can sweep out the mouse turds. Life is good. This one has really wide cooking benches on both sides and places to hang your packs right above them. I'm telling you, that does not stop mice. Not at least. They can climb straight up this stuff. Straight up it like it's flat. Get some birds hang out here a lot. You guys see a lot of bird poo all over the place. Everybody scribbled their names. Bearman Mountaineering. Hey, we got his Facebook, his handle. Yeah, Facebook and Instagram. Tell me it's a douchebag for writing his name in here. Oh, he did it again. The Bearman. He wants everybody to know he was here, dude, because, this is the biggest thing that fucker's ever done in his life. It's like I walked out of my own zip code once. Hail Satan. No, I'm just kidding, Jesus. I heart acid. Oh, you gotta love it. No fungus in this one? Did Fungus not make it to this shelter? He was in all the others. Oh, goat head. That's pretty good because that's what a goat head looks like. I don't know if you've ever stepped on one. Desert is filled with them. Yeah, I see no fungus. Check out the log books. Who's been here? Oh, I'm slowly heating up my water and even more slowly filtering it because it filters at a drop if I don't sit there and play with it and maintain it. But I'm not in a hurry, so I'll let it go. About to have me a safety meeting real soon here. Got the shoes off finally. Haven't done my pack explosion yet. Looking around, I don't see any mouse turds, or many. Some things could have been mouse turds, but probably bird turds. Oh, but I'm gonna, hang my food up off the ground or something. Maybe my pants too. But the mice are not really active right now. Good thing, because mice also give you ticks. They don't just tear up your stuff; they give you Lyme disease. Jerks. Well, everybody, let's get safe. Well, looking at the map, the town that I'm headed to, it turns out it does have a name. I just didn't look the first time because I didn't care. But it is called Cave Springs. I like both caves and springs, so that's nice. But it, as far as I can tell, is a nice trail town. The trail runs right through the town proper. It's in just under 40 miles, so not tomorrow, not the day after, but the day after that. Which that should work out pretty well as far as food goes. And then, cruising for breakfast. That works out pretty well. I think there was even a shelter just like right outside of town. Nah, that would have been, that'd be too good. But I'm gonna recheck. Okay, I was wrong. There's not a shelter right beforehand. But I might stay the night in the town. I'm gonna check the prices. I got some movies I need to get out and stuff, and I got stuff I need to do, and sleep is one of them. But we'll check. Last I saw it was $50 for a night, and I'm like, that's cool. But that was back in 2020. Everything's gone up since then. It's probably like 65 for a night, which seems like so much more. I know it's barely more than 50, but it's like seems like so much more. Because like if I get there early, I don't mind getting a room as much because I get to spend all day and night and then leave. But if you get there in the evening, it's just for me it's like sleep. I'm up. I'm out at 3 a.m. What was the point of getting a room? There's like a 2-mile road walk beforehand, so I got to sleep somewhere before the road walk. Because once I get to town, I'm in a park, and I don't want to be crashing in their park. Pretty sure they'll notice. So I'll just find something to post up on the way into town. Depends if it's raining or not. That's 2 days from now. We'll see.